I'm John. I'm a field service engineer as well as an entrepreneur, and this channel is all about cars. Welcome back to episode 5. Today's video, I'm going to be picking up my vanity plate. I got a new plate for the car. I'm also going to be stopping by Vive Auto Detailing. This is going to be the 2-week follow-up for the car. They're going to inspect the PPF and give it a good wash. And lastly, tomorrow I'm going to go to Sam Houston National Park, which you guys are going to see that. I'm going to shoot a little video, and I'm going to talk about my decision to buy this M3. Is it worth it? Do I recommend it? Stuff like that. So let's get to it. So the car right now is pretty dirty. Whole lot of grime. So I actually just picked up my new plates. I'm going to show you guys those in a bit. I actually had to come to a different DMV to meet Carlos. Carlos is the gentleman that bought my old 335, and I got to show you guys this car as he definitely stepped it up. I'm glad I sold him the car. I was worried about it going to the right person that was going to actually take care of the car, and I'm glad he's actually the person I sold it to, because he's definitely taken this 335 up a tad. So I talked to him a little bit. He's inside right now finishing up the documentation so I can get my old plates. But I talked to him a little bit about what he's pretty much done. He added an exhaust. Before I had headers, I had catted downpipes. But I think he added a Dynon exhaust to it now, which sounds really good. I'm actually going to ask him to turn it on for me. The other thing is he blacked out the trim over here. If you guys remember, it was silver. The black looks great. I think this is something that I wanted to do, but time-wise, cost-wise, it just didn't make sense with the M3 coming. I think the black and white together looks great. Man, makes me miss it a little bit. I think the biggest thing I noticed between the two is definitely the weight, but just the power to weight ratio for the 335 based on what I had done to it so far, it was a fun car to drive, man. And of course, you have the M3, so going from white to black. So like I said, I'm really glad the car went to a good owner. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing it around Houston and seeing the progress that Carlos, shout out to you, seeing the progress that Carlos makes the old 335i. This is the second day. I just made it out to Sam Houston National Forest. It's a beautiful day. It's a little cold, but the weather is great. I kind of noticed that driving up here, I noticed how quiet it is in the forest and like in the woods. And I think that's like one thing that living in the city, you can't really beat. So I'm not really in downtown Houston. I'm a little bit more in the suburbs, but even there, you still have noise pollution. Compared to like being out here in the forest, it's so quiet and I love it. But anyways, so made the drive up here, and in this part of the video, I'll just talk about my decision to purchase the M3, whether or not it was a good decision for me, some of the factors that I kind of took into account, and whether or not you should consider getting the M3 as well. Before that, I want to talk about the plate that I just got. It's no Merci. That's actually French for thank you, but No, thank you, pretty much, with the M3 inside of it. I thought it was a little bit clever. It's a little bit different compared to, I don't know, some of the other ones out there. Hopefully, if you actually see me around Houston, make sure you say hello. I've previously mentioned this before. I wanted an M3 for a while. I had a 335i before. That was my first, I guess, entry level car to BMWs. And I've had that car for about 7 years. You just saw that I sold the car recently to a new good friend, Carlos. He's a car enthusiast as well, just like myself. And like I mentioned before, he's definitely stepped up the 335 a little bit further than I could take it with this car coming. So knowing that little background, what do I think about the car and my purchase to get this M3? The first thing I took into consideration was the price of the car. This is a pretty expensive car. You can spec it all sorts of ways. Starting price is pretty up there, but for what you get, power-wise, convenience-wise, to me, it's worth it. Some of the cars I considered before getting the M3 were maybe a C63 or even an RS5. When it came down to power-wise, I think power delivery, the M3 was best for me. I do like the way the Mercedes do sound. It's very authentic, it's very grunt-like. But they are starting to go towards more electric vehicles, which to me isn't something I was kind of interested in. I still wanted the raw power. I plan on having this car for a long time, like I previously said before, and I think eventually everyone's going to be forced to go electric. So having this V6 motor in this car, I'll take it. It's not a V8, but it still is what we can get for now. When it came to the Audi, to me, for what you're paying, it's a little too high of a premium. I didn't really like the dash. I didn't really like the interior. The seats were kind of nice, but it just didn't really resonate that well to me. I want something that has character, and I thought the M3, in my opinion, has a lot of character. When it came down to choosing between the M3 or the M4, practicality-wise, I had to go with the M3. Starting to get a little bit older, getting to that point where having 4 doors and having the extra space is pretty important to me. I mean, it was important to me before, but even now, it's even more so important. And the fact that the M3 comes with 4 doors, has pretty decent space. It is a bigger vehicle, but the back seats are, give or take. If you're looking for a lot of room, just step up to the M5. But I think for a daily that can provide 4 passengers, you can't beat this. Another reason why I chose the M3 over the M4 was just the back end. It's a little bit wider. The hips are more pronounced on the M3 versus the M4. And that's one thing I loved about the M3 to begin with. I just love the rear arches, how wide they are. It's a wide body car in stock form, and I love it. Another reason why I decided to go with the M3 was just the technology that the car offered. Now, this is a new car. This is a 23 model, but a lot of the tech that this car provides is absolutely amazing. Some of the safety features especially are great to have, as coming from a 2011, I didn't even have backup cameras. I had sensors, but a lot of it was just basic manual, looking at mirrors, everything like that. You still have to do everything yourself for this car, but just having the extra safety features, it just gives you that peace of mind. Someone recently asked me if I like the color or the spec, if I would spec it a different way. Pretty much with the spec, I don't think I would. Originally, I was going to go with the Silverstone interior as well as the Portimao blue, but I think with the black sapphire, I think over time, it's gonna be a lot better. It's gonna be a better option. Again, I don't know if I ever plan on selling the car. I'm gonna enjoy the car for as long as I can. I don't really want to sell it at the moment, but we'll see what other cars I end up driving and if this is going to stay as part of my garage. If you're someone that's into having gadgets, you know, technology, things that kind of aid you as far as life, I think this car, the G80, is going to be good for you. Again, make sure you can afford the car, make sure it's in your price point, but as far as the features and everything that comes with the car, I think this is a good option. Would I buy this car again? Yes, I would, without a doubt. Overall, I think it's a beautiful car. It has great features, and for this next chapter of my life, I think it's gonna fit in pretty well. That's gonna do it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet, and smash that thumbs up button. It helps the channel grow, get this stuff out there to other people. So with that said, I'll catch you on episode 6.